This is Author Conversations, the Stenhouse Publishers podcast. In part 2 of their podcast, Stephanie Harvey and Ann Goudvis discuss the new content literacy section in the revised Strategies That Work. Stephanie speaks first.
The really biggest and most important change in the book, frankly, is the entire section that we added at the end on content literacy. And for me, and I think, and for you too, by putting in reading in science, reading in social studies, reading in textbooks, strategic reading in tests, this entire whole section at the end, we're really driving home the point that it's not strategies for strategy's sake. You teach kids strategies so they can access content, so they can enhance their understanding about information, so they can learn, understand, and remember what it is they're reading about, not just so that they can recall, I have a question here. And by really adding an entire section, I think it speaks to exactly what we believe, which is we teach kids to understand what they read and then give them something worth understanding. And the content piece is there to do that.
Well, and it's really across the day and throughout the year. It's not reserved just for literacy time or the literacy block, because then I think, what we're really trying to do here is foster thoughtful, independent learners who use all these thinking strategies whenever they have a situation that requires it.
You make me think about the DVD series that we did called Reading the World.
Mm-hmm.
What you see there is kids really engaged in merging their thinking with the information to understand content, to understand science, to understand social studies. And what you really see is this incredible level of engagement. And I think that gave us this great sense that as we watched kids engage, it sort of led us to change the subtitle of the front of the book, of the subtitle of the book, from strategies that work teaching comprehension to enhance understanding, to strategies that work teaching comprehension for understanding and engagement. Because if there was a big surprise to me, the biggest of all in these last 7 years, is to see how kids engage in their reading, how much more they read, how much more they want to read when they are thinking about their thinking, when they're thinking about their questions, their connections, their inferences. So that really, I think, was an exciting sort of revelation that came over the last 7 years.
Well, and also how active they are. I mean, this is a very active way of reading. It's not passive. Our whole notion at the very beginning that we go into of active literacy. Right. That this is not, you often think of, sitting in bed with a book and it's sort of a passive activity. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth than that.
If you'd like to check out the new edition of Strategies That Work, or any of Stephanie and Ann's books and DVDs with Stenhouse, visit us online at www.stenhouse.com or contact your Stenhouse distributor. Thanks for listening.